I'm not man, they just see me as Negro. I'm not man, they just see me as evil. I'm not man, they just see me as Negro. I'm not man, they just see me as evil. I'm not man, they just see me as Negro. I'm not man, they just see me as evil. I'm not man, they just see me as Negro. I'm not man, they just see me as evil. I'm not man, they just see me as. I'm gonna let you continue to be the one who gets to define me. I am man, because that's what I see me as, and all I need is my vision of me to define me.
Yo, peace and harmony, family. It's the one and only Divine Frost, and we back with another episode slash lecture. Facts over feelings, awareness university. We back, and I'm your host, Divine Frost. You already know. Um, this episode, we gonna get a little. It might ruffle little feathers. You know what I'm saying? We gonna talk about the true devil. You know what I'm saying? Like the term devil. That's what we're gonna talk about. That's what we're gonna talk about this episode. All right. So, like I said, I know this will ruffle a lot of feathers. This I have two reactions to what I'm about to say. Some will agree, some will disagree, but only because of their lack of exposure to our true history. So, um, they'll dispute without knowledge, without understanding, and this is called an overprotective slave. But not all. You feel me? Some just don't know. Some just don't know. But the others, yeah, they overprotective slave. Now, most of us that we have heard, term the devil, and we think of a red horn character with a pitchfork that lives in hell, you know, or the ruler of hell. I don't know what they I don't know if he's a leader of hell or creator of hell, but whatever, you know what I mean. Anyway, I'm but this episode I'm going to talk about reality. We're gonna have to we're getting into reality this episode. Now, those who disagree, I would like for you to tell me after this episode who a real devil is. You know what I'm saying? If you still disagree after the episode, after I'm done. Um and don't bring up nothing that you can't see. You feel me? We're talking about reality. So I'm about to hop in this. You know what I'm saying? And now we can all agree, due to all the things happening in the world, most would agree that this is now hell. Like this is hell. This physical, the world we know now is hell. You know what I'm saying? Food, you got to pay for food, uh, kidnapping, kids dying, you feel me? Still slavery, still uh homeless people, starving people out, you know what I'm saying? All types of shit. So we can all agree that this is hell. Corruption everywhere, America selling poison food to people, thousands of homeless people dying out, homeless, hungry, starving, like I said. But we got money to make multi-million-dollar movies. You know what I'm saying? And make all this money from sports. But it's still helly homeless people. I was just walking downtown the other day. Before I get into this, I was just walking downtown the other day, and it's just really sad how many homeless people it is. Like just bulk people being forced to work jobs that underpay them, kill their souls. My people know this is hell. Y'all know this. This is hell. You know what I'm saying? So if we're in hell, what were we taught? In hell, there's a devil. So since we're living in hell, there has to be a devil, right? You know what I'm saying? And even spiritually, our soul is trapped in this physical vessel we call a body. Also hell. It's limit. We're limited in physical form. So now I'm not saying white folks are an enemy. I'm not going to say a white, you feel me, waste white versus black. It's not necessarily white versus black. We are spiritual people. You know what I'm saying? So our true enemy is spiritual wickedness. That's our true enemy, spiritual wickedness. Now, flesh and blood does not automatically qualify a person to be the devil. That'll be ignorant. We are intelligent people here at Facts Over Feelings, Awareness University. You know what I'm saying? We're intelligent. That would be very unintelligent to judge someone by the color of their skin. You know what I'm saying? The color of their vessel, the color of their container. You know what I'm saying? So just like that will be unintelligent to do, just like the white folks did to black people just because they were beautifully black. So we're not going to act in that manner because, like I said, at Facts Over Feelings, we are very intelligent people and we thrive on being intelligent people. So we are not looking at the fact that the container just so happened to be pale. Or no, wait, hold on. Let me go back. I got a quote because you feel me? We got to start with this quote. You do not judge a man by his flesh and blood. You judge him by the content of his container. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say it again. You do not judge a man by his flesh and blood. You judge him by the content of his container. Now, I know we've heard character, but it's the container. This is a container. You feel me? So we are not looking at the fact that the container just so happened to be pale and lifeless. You know what I'm saying? Lifeless looking. Let's look at the content of the pale container. So we're going inside of the pale container, okay? What's contained in the brain of this pale man? That's what we're going. That's what we looking at. What is contained in his brain that made him become the absolute #1 killer around the world? He has literally been involved in genocide in all people and on the entire planet. You know what I'm saying? He has corrupted all 4 corners of the globe, forcing all the original people, righteous, peaceful people, towards wickedness, fractionalism, and the original people, making them fight each other, hate each other, not love each other, harm each other. You know what I'm saying? What is contained in the brain of the pale man that made him become the #1 rapist around the world? His weak, wicked seed that motherfucker planted in everybody. You know what I'm saying? We go back DNA and shit. It's showing Caucasian, European, Irish and shit. And we all know where that most of that came from. That's what's you. If that's not the devil, y'all tell me what is. You know what I'm saying? Tell me what is. He literally planted his seed in all in the sacred room. You feel me? Forced it. The goddess. He forced his seed in there. That now we got Heli. That's why you feel me. That's why we really it's hard for us to come home because he didn't put his seed in our women. Now they got, you feel me? Now we just confused. I ain't even gonna get all the way into it. You know what I'm saying? But back to the you feel me? What's in this container? He has become the #1 colonizer, the #1 mass murderer, the bomb dropping, woman and children killer, the best manipulator, the best deceiver there ever was. He has become the #1 animal killer, the #1 environment killer, the #1 earth destroyer, the #1 suicidal, genocidal maniac around the world. Seriously, what is contained inside the internal structure of this man's brain to provoke him to behave in such like beast-like manners. You know what I'm saying? Like, and in just 6,000 years of their existence, the pale man has caused nothing but destruction on this planet and with all people. No, the pale flesh is not our enemy. I'm not, hey, I'm not saying the pale flesh is our enemy. Spiritual wickedness is our enemy. You know what I'm saying? But which is obviously and historically contained within that container, a pale container. Spiritual wickedness has always been contained within the container of the white man. That's the content of the white man's container. Spiritual wickedness. You got to thoroughly look at this and not go by what we was taught and what we was told in school and college and because that's his story. The winner of the wars, the murdering, that's his story. You know what I'm saying? And also, actually, if you look, you can even go and look at his story, and he will tell you that he's number one murderer, rapist, environment killer, animal killer, women, child murderer, all this. He'll tell you. The white man boasts about his bloody history. He don't give a damn. But in his stories, he called the deeds heroic acts of bravery. You know what I'm saying? And instead of simply saying he stole and murdered for everything he has, he said he acquired land. You know what I'm saying? Even though there was people already there, but instead of saying that he took over and stole people's knowledge of self and the way of living, he called it civilized. And that's what his story is. And he called it civilized. You know what I'm saying? When speaking about the native people and you know what I'm saying, and brought them Christianity, quote unquote, they don't say nothing about the forcing. He don't say nothing about, you know what I'm saying? He called it civilized and brought Christianity and all that. Instead of saying he came upon peaceful people that were, that was already peaceful and very intelligent, he called them savages to make him look better than what he really did. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why we don't know what the Native Americans really look like. It's a reason why we don't know the tribes, we don't know the locations. It's a reason why. We know of the Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? We know of them. There's a reason why they ain't nowhere around. Ain't no true bloodlines of the Native Americans no more. It's a reason. You know what I'm saying? He even teaches, he even tells us that, you feel me, there was a group of people that taught them a plethora of things which led to their success. That is mentioned a little bit, but it's hidden. You know what I'm saying? Most people don't know about the Moors. Most people heard of the Moors. Most people don't know about the Moors. Most people don't know what happened to the Moors after they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? But again, his story, he civilized a lot of places and a lot of people. How can you civilize people that's been there for thousands and hundred thousands of years and got all types of buildings and structures and, you know what I'm saying, antiques and all this shit, statues and whatnot, but you civilized? Those wicked devils are crazy. Hey, I'm starting, I gotta get new names because I'm starting to get flagged on social media. So, hey, but to be honest, it's only one person more crazier than them, and that's us. That's us, family, for falling for their tricks and still following them. taking it so long to wake up. That's on us. That's our fault. We might be crazier than them because we're just allowing them to take over. Like, and then we have people, as myself, and that's coming out and trying to speak and spread truth. And our people so sleeping, just so confused. Oh, y'all hear all that black shit. Oh man. Well, guess what? And I get all the people, when I get to talking about vegan and eating healthy, and they just disregard it. Well, guess what? The same way you disregard the vegan stuff, that should be the same way you disregard when the white man, aka the devil, when they tell you some shit. You know what I'm saying? I just seen something out now, which they got, like I said, they planted they seed. They got our black women on TV talking about ashwagandha and turmeric is bad. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? But they'll tell you something about some protein. They got you hooked on protein though. They don't tell you about spirulina though. You know what I'm saying? Doctors don't recommend sea moss. Doctors don't recommend black seed oil. They don't. Why? Don't that sound like the devil's work? Make everything that's natural evil and bad, and everything that's artificial and fake, that's the good shit. Just like the robots. You know what I'm saying? They making them like it's a good thing. You feel me? In the movies. They show you all the time in the movies. They show you the corrupt people. All the superhero movies. Go watch. Go watch. They show you. They show you who the people want to take over, take power. They show you the people that want to go to different locations, different planets, different dimensions, different you know what I'm saying, worlds and whatnot, and take the power. Take over the power. Bring the power back. You know what I'm saying? They in the new, I'm gonna go to a new one, the Captain America, the new movie. They found new substance. Guess what they want to do? Oh, they want to bring it back to make their army stronger. But I thought we was all one. So that's how you, hey, I'm just giving you proof. You know what I'm saying? The devil back to the program. You know what I'm saying? We are living in hell, like I was saying, with the living devil. The devil has tricked us. What do you think Martin Luther King meant when he said a burning house? We say hell is fire, right? Bro said he was afraid that he led his people into a burning house. What you think he talking about? He couldn't come out and say goddamn hell. He couldn't say that. Bars, dropping them for you. You feel me? Bars. So misery loves company, and we are miserable here. We are now miserable. The original people of this planet are miserable right now. And I'm talking about us as a whole, not individually. As a whole, we are miserable. We are separated. We are confused. We are being controlled. We are still in slavery. You know what I'm saying? Like, the devil has tricked us into being so-called civilized. And most of us don't believe the movies, but like I said, but they messages. They messages. They showing every movie, it is the same type containers that want to take over and that are evil. And also now, if you notice, in the movies, they try to make it like the gods are evil. The gods that they powers is bad. You know what I'm saying? So now that's making people like me, when I tell the original people, my family, you know what I'm saying, my people, that we really gods and goddesses, that's making them more psychologically, that's making them scared. That's putting fear in them when I say that you a god, because now when we watch these movies, they're trying to program us that being a god is a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? Being a god and having power is a bad thing. They trying to make that as a bad thing. But guess what? They portray themselves as what? Gods. What is Thor? What is Superman? You feel me? They're what is Captain America? They making super soldier. They're glorifying them. But guess what? Every time it's a, you know what I'm saying? They make sure they do not put a colored face. You know what I'm saying? They make sure they keep the pale container in the front, the face of everything. And when somebody dies, when you die, when anybody dies, any the original people too, when we die, this vessel, it turns what? Pale. So pale indicates death. This is a pale container. You know what I'm saying? They like going back. They got movies telling us how they started wars continually, going back to the movies. They show us how they enslaved the world using Christianity. They got them in movies. They showed us, they glorified his roots and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if the shit wasn't like if in and then even the movies that are made by black directors and whatnot, if those wasn't true, they ain't gonna let them come out. They ain't gonna let them come out. They just know that it's so far along. You know what I'm saying? They know all you got to do is okay. Well, we're not gonna let you put nothing that's based nowadays. So all you got to do is act like it's you're telling a history movie. You telling history. You telling the past. That's all you got to do. And they going, oh yep, throw that out there. That's what really happened back then. We don't give a shit. Yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, put all the Django movies out. Go ahead, man. We don't care. Shoot, heroes back then. These people nowadays. They're not going to know. They're not going to get the message. You feel me? Like they're not gonna get it. They even got shows that show the corruption in the government, in the secret societies, the police system, the FBI, the CIA, all the businesses we know, all the fast food, the stores, they all are part of the same tree. They got TV shows that show that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, a great show to watch is Blind Spot. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I only know it being on Hulu. Great show to watch is Blind Spot. It literally shows all the corruption in every single I guess you want to call them security, police, whatever, the CIA, the FBI, the IAE, the EIA, the AAE, all that, whatever the fuck, all that shit. Literally, corruption and all that shit. They got an episode where they literally show how one of doctors from the CDC got corrupted or some shit, or you feel me, was going crazy and took one of the viruses, which the viruses they had Ebola, smallpox, all that type of shit. They had them in the lab in tubes. And one of the doctors was gonna take it and you feel me, release it into the world and infect everybody. So you tell me why they got shows like this if it's not true. You know what I'm saying? Now I know most of y'all like, we already know this, but most of y'all don't really know it. Y'all done heard it, but y'all don't really believe it, because if you believe it, then it'd be easier for us to wake up as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Everything you think is negative or bad is the opposite. 666 ain't bad. Everything you think is negative or bad, it's the opposite. 666, that ain't bad. That's the makeup of the original man. You know what I'm saying? That's why they demonized it, because that's their opposite. Voodoo hoodoo, it ain't evil. It's natural. It's natural abilities. You know what I'm saying? They demonized it because it's not theirs. They tried to use the shit, it ain't work. They don't know how to use hoodoo and voodoo. It worked, it went against their ass. So ancestors was eating their ass up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Now, now it's evil. Now it's evil to people who don't know what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, they ain't know what they doing, so now it's evil. Now all of a sudden, now it's evil because they ain't know what the fuck they was doing. Um, Everything they made the motherland. They made it like it's a wasteland, like it's nothing. Like, oh well, but yeah, it once was great, but now it's not anything. Don't even worry about going back to the motherland. They make it like it's a dump. You know what I'm saying? Even though that they still going and extracting helly natural resources from helly places in the motherland, but they tell us that, you feel me, it's nothing there. Like, that's crazy. Like, the so see, when you have melanin, you have a special connection to the spiritual realm. You feel me? And spiritual wickedness wants to destroy that connection, which they also put in movies. That's why they always say the third eye. They make it like, oh well, when somebody's corrupt or when they're taken over by demons or whatnot, then they can access the third eye or whatnot, or make it seem demonic or whatnot. No, it's a part of voodoo and hoodoo. You feel me? It's a part of spirituality. Like, your third eye, that's a real thing. Like, I have an episode breaking down the brain and the mind, talking about the pineal gland and what it is and why it's called the third eye and all that. You feel me? That's a real thing. We actually have the pineal gland. So that's not something that we can take, you feel me, like remove ourselves. That's a part of our makeup. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like I said, they have certain things that destroy us in the food and in the water. Fluoride, which calcifies the pineal gland, aka the third eye, like I said, which is also depicted in movies and shit as evil, but it's a very special weapon. Actually, if we being honest, the only time that I can remember them portraying it as good is Vision with the stone in his head. You know what I'm saying? That was the third eye. That represented the third eye. So just so y'all know that they show us huge trees in movies, just like Avatar, that pale containers just so happen to destroy and want to steal the natural resources there and weaken the people, and didn't care about the people, the connection of the people, didn't care about none of the kids, the children. That's the same thing, the kids and the children, huh? The women and the children, they didn't care about none of that. They just, oh well, hold on, how are they doing these things? What is that? Let's go take it. Like, go back and watch the movie. It's no reason why they did that. The Navi was chilling. You know what I'm saying? They and then notice, one of their best weapons was deception. They kidnapped one, killed it, and figured out how to transfer their consciousness into that Navi body, and they infiltrated them. Had bro acting like he was cool with everybody, cool with the chick, learn their ways and whatnot. And meanwhile, he coming back there reporting back to him and shit. They have certain, they put it in the movies for a reason. They show what they do. They show what their true colors is. They show who it is. It's always pale containers. You show me a movie where there are original people that goes to somebody else's land and steal the people, take the knowledge, take the people, take the land, take the everything. Just show me where original people did that. You know what I'm saying? Now, you don't have to believe me, but isn't it ironic that the same people that show, you know what I'm saying, show this in the movie, like I said, are the pale skinned people that I'm talking about? And that's the same people that own these companies that destroy huge fields of land, forests, got factories that kill animals, own these apartment and housing additions and businesses. Isn't it ironic that they all look the same? Like I was saying, ain't that that's just so happen to be a coincidence, Um, and some of you may be like, well, there's some good white people and there's some evil black people. But guess what? Let's ask ourselves, why is that? Why is it why is it some wicked black people and some evil, you feel me, black people that do some evil things, but original people that do bad things? Why is that? Well, remember that your people was taken from our natural habitat. Um, we was taken from our natural surroundings and placed in different lands, in different areas with strangers. You know what I'm saying? For over 400 years. So, from my understanding, everything evil and wicked, we learned that from the devil himself. The natural devil. Only the devil makes excuses to why he does evil and wicked things. Evil mentality isn't our natural mindset. We haven't always been niggas and bitches and hoes. We learned that from the devil. I don't think there's a word in any original language for bitches. I don't think it is. We aren't criminals by nature. They're criminals. We victims of natural criminals. We're the victims. Now, if you look at a white person, you don't find any evidence of suffering for centuries. If you look at white people history, you don't find any evidence of suffering for centuries or mental or physical or social or spiritual or economical oppression. You don't find any evidence of that. You know what I'm saying? As the whole, not certain groups, you know what I'm saying? As the whole, you don't find any evidence of them being basically tortured and shit. So why do they commit these type of crimes to other people if these type of things never been done to them? It's a great question. Why do they act in this manner if it hasn't been done to them? You know what I'm saying? They was never raped of their natural everything, their natural minds. They are in their natural mind. Like that's who they is. That's who they are. That's what they do. You know what I'm saying? Nobody drove them crazy to do what they did to the people around the world. Like I said, no, they just did it. And they credit it to their God, Jesus. They used religion. They used Christianity. And I know the ones that know, yes, all religions stemmed from, Kemetic spirituality. Christianity is, I don't like to say it's the same as Kemetic spirituality in the stories because it's not. It's a lot of deception and confusion in Christianity. So they They use Kemetic spirituality to make Christianity, but Christianity and Kemetic spirituality is not the same. Why do you think they forced Christianity on our ancestors? Why do you think they didn't allow our ancestors to read anything of our writings, or you feel me, any sacred anything, books or nothing? Why do you think they didn't allow us to do that no more? It took them a while, and then eventually they allowed us to only read and learn the Bible, Christianity. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing else. Forced everybody. Don't that sound like the devil's word? You don't know, serve nobody besides me. You aren't nothing but a servant of me. Does that not sound like the devil? Or am I tripping? I don't know. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? Why do you think they build so many churches around where Black people live? They want you to stay in the box. They want you to stay in the box. Why do you think they don't glorify if anybody is really spiritual? Why do you think they don't put them in the limelight? Why you think they kill everybody that start talking about natural remedies and natural everything? Left Eye, Aaliyah, you know what I'm saying? Bob Marley, Dr. Sebi. Why do you think they kill everybody that's for the people? Huey P. Newton, Malcolm X. They killed Rashad Jamal. Like they don't want you to know the truth. They want you to stay in their created box. Their created box. So we got to open our eyes, you feel me, to reality in the world. We got to, or else we gonna stay living in hell. Shit gonna always be fucked up. They gonna be able to charge goddamn $10 for a loaf of bread. Goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you're right. The pale flesh isn't the devil. I'm not, Divine Frost is not saying the white man is the devil. It is the minds that dwells within the pale flesh that's the devil. You know what I'm saying? You should only judge a man on the content of his character. And judging by the content of this man's character, he has obviously had some serious mental problems to do the things that he has done. So, the pale flesh is just a sign, family. The pale flesh is just a symbol of death. This is just the mark of the devil. That's the true mark of the devil. Pale, death. You know what I'm saying? All people in the world are some shade of color, except for one. They got an odd, specific, particular, you know, the pale flesh is just a sign, family. The pale flesh is just a symbol of death. That's the real mark of the devil. You know what I'm saying? It's not 666. Pale flesh is the mark of the devil. All people in the world are some shade of color. But this one, odd, specific, particular people are set aside to themselves. Only people that look like that. Why? Doesn't this signify something? No? Maybe? Possibly? Doesn't everything happen for a reason? Why would the creator make a particular people at a particular given time that are unlike the rest of the people of the planet? Does it mean something? Why did the creator give them a particular unalike exterior characteristic? Why did the creator give them a particular unalike exterior characteristic along with a particular unalike interior characteristic? Why? Does God do stuff just because? Did the creator make a mistake? I don't think the creator makes mistakes. So for everybody that thinks, it's racist or whatnot, ask yourself, is the creator racist? Because I didn't make people of color and people to be pale, which indicates death. The creator did. You can't say you praise God and thank God and whatnot, but then you don't recognize the signs that God put down here for us. You know what I'm saying? The book of Revelations, it talk about a pale horse. Check this out. You know what I'm saying? So also for my my Bible readers, I want y'all to go read this too. Y'all can read this yourself. Hold on, gotta fix the neckwear now. Fix the neckwear. Hold on. There we go. All right. I want y'all to listen to this. I want y'all to listen to this. All right. So in the book of Revelations, it talks about the pale horse. And again, we know who made the Bible. So this is the spiritual wickedness, our opposite, our enemy, has to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? What it's doing. That's the universal law. You have to tell the truth in some type of way. So that's why they tell the truth in entertainment, because it's confusing you. You think you're entertained when you're really receiving a message, but you're not even, you're in your entertainment mode. You're not in your learning mode or your woke mode. So you're not getting it. So that's how they can do these things. Okay. So everywhere the pale horse went, hell followed, because death was riding the pale horse. The fuck? Y'all got, so y'all ain't got goddamn spiritual wickedness is spiritual death. When a person dies, like I said earlier, they become pale. So pale is the true symbol of death, not black. The pale man is not the devil because he is pale. He is pale because he is the devil. I'm going to say it again. The pale man is not the devil because he's pale. He is pale because he is the devil. I'm going to say it one more time. The pale man is not the devil because he is pale. He is pale because he is the devil. Now, the typical response, you feel me, responses I've gotten from, you feel me, the slave Negroes when I present this to them is, we are all God's children and we all bleed red, or even I got people saying they don't judge people. You feel me? Well, guess what? Don't animals bleed red? Don't a shark specifically, don't a shark bleed red too? I don't think you want to, I don't think you want to turn your back. I wouldn't advise you to turn your back on that one either. You feel me? So what that mean that we all bleed red? What that mean? Now I'm gonna answer a question that you might be thinking. Are they all devils, Frost? You know what I'm saying? Well, to answer the question, are all pale people the devil? I would say they're like snakes. You know what I'm saying? Some are poisonous, some are not. But they all are still snakes. They're all made from the same nature. Some may be poisonous, some may be not. Some are larger, some are smaller. Just because they smaller don't mean they not harmful. Just because they big don't mean they, you feel me, they peaceful. They not peaceful. You know what I'm saying? They still snakes though. You know what I'm saying? They still snakes. They all snakes. Meaning, I could break down the biological structure of the physical body, you know what I'm saying, or the psychological effect of the absence of a key chemical hormones, you feel me, that are missing from their brain and the blood system. But you feel me, we're not gonna really get into that. You feel me? I could if you want me to, or we could discuss the underdeveloped neurological system that dramatically decreases motor skills, sensory perception, and cognitive comprehension. We can discuss those things. You know what I'm saying? To tell this, and remember, this is from the creator. We can discuss all our differences. If you want to get into the scientific, I was just, you feel me? I was just putting your feet in the water. You know what I'm saying? That's what I did. That's what we did this episode. We just put the feet in the water. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even really dig deep. You don't really have to. The surface is good enough. Everything that I said was enough evidence to show you who the real devil is. You know what I'm saying? So I would dig into the scientific, but for some people that's too much. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't know how to really go down that rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? But basically they all have the same nature because their minds were all born out of the same body of thinking, philosophy and ideas. You know what I'm saying? So they came from the same makeup. So that's the answer to your question. Snake is a snake. All snakes are snakes. Don't matter if it's a poisonous snake or a non-poisonous snake, or big snake, a large snake, a small snake, a tiny snake, it's still a snake. So that's the answer to your question. If you don't get it, sorry. Their minds were crafted by the same pattern of thinking, which carried on from generation to generation for centuries and centuries. So most people know Hitler to be a bad person. Somewhere in this world, Hitler bloodline is out there. You know what I'm saying? They don't really tell you the truth about most of they evil people bloodline, but it's out there. It's out there. It's out there. All the wicked people's, the wicked devils, bloodlines, it's demons is out there. Those are the ones that control the shit and fucking up the shit. That's why. Why do you think, what type of, bruh, I know it's some black people out there that don't care. They still eat chicken and you know what I'm saying, and all types of shit like that. But honestly, there's not one of them. Well, like I said, nowadays we have been, you know what I'm saying, poisoned, and we have been forced, and we learned some wicked things. But before, or if you take a natural, just a regular original person, a black person, they not just gonna go out and be slaughtering animals and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some, you feel me, something got tricked, and that's their job now. They do it in factories and whatnot. But that's not our original shit. You're not gonna catch motherfucking black people, goddamn. Oh, a horse. Ah, like you feel me? Like, let's kill it. Like, come on, bro. That's wild, bro. That's really wild. Who ideas do you think it was to go catch hundreds of pigs and take them to a factory and just to kill them, haul them across states and shit just to kill them? Whose idea do you think that was? You really think that shit was going on before them? Like, come on, bro. There wouldn't even be a such thing as veganism if we that's another thing. If we ate meat like that, our ancestors, there would be no such thing as now veganism. It's just the label now. You know what I'm saying? Not the name veganism, but the idea of veganism, eating fruits and vegetables. If that was never our natural way, why would it wouldn't be a thing? We would never know about what a vegan is, vegetarian. We wouldn't know about natural foods. There wouldn't be no such thing as that if we was always eating meat, or if we was supposed to eat meat. Think about it. But the devil gonna come and fuck up God's word. You know what I'm saying? The opposite. You gotta have the opposite. So of course we was here thriving for a long ass time. History, you feel me? You can go back, the real history show it. And then next thing you know, God was like, okay, y'all out here, y'all doing, the creator was like, y'all doing y'all thing. I'm gonna test y'all real quick. And we failed. We failed. You know what I'm saying? Even though the plantation days are over, we still suffering from the slave mentality that was forced upon us back then. And we slowly getting up out of it, but we still suffering from it. You know what I'm saying? Certain areas still suffering from the slave mentality, the nigga mentality. Now we got the YNs. Like, we need to stop that bullshit. Who you think created that shit? A wicked mind that learned it from the devil. You know what I'm saying? We gotta get back to truth. We gotta get back to natural, everything, natural state. This robot, all this technology shit, that's not natural. We can do shit ourselves. We can do helly shit ourselves. The mind, they've gotten us controlled so much, people think people is dumb. Like, people think we need technology. See, long time ago, this wicked mentality was grafted into a group of original people whose physical appearance dramatically changed because of their wicked grafted mentality. They lived thousands of years in the caves of Europe, which taught them nothing but death. Death was all they knew. It was in all their heads and hearts. So now their exterior outer covering also reflects death that is within their hearts. You know what I'm saying? Their hearts and their mind. Death basically became them. And as man thinketh, do he is. Do is he. As a man thinketh, do is he. So if you think evil, you are evil, bro. Death. If you think death, you are that. If you look, like I said, the movies, the messages, everything. Matter of fact, who control the armies and shit? Death. What they think about? Death. Killing. Stealing. Death. Death. That's what they think about. Who do you think created the CDC? Why they approving poisonous food? What they think about? Death. Tell me I'm lying. You know what I'm saying? This whole episode, tell me I'm lying on anything. We gotta start living in reality. So just like the truth will lead us back into our original mentality of gods and goddesses, it's also some hope for them, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But they too must accept the truth, which the majority of them, unfortunately, won't accept the truth because they are hypocritical liars by nature. You feel me? All throughout, they lied about everything. They ain't got our black people thinking about protein and shit. We eating all. They don't even they got us so bad we don't even understand that pale, which is white, is bad. Everything that's white is bad for you. Salt is bad for you. Sugar is bad for you. Cocaine is bad for you. Crack is bad for you. You feel me? Truthfully, the white lights is bad for you. You know what I'm saying? Like artificial lights is bad for you. Um, shit, it's helly shit that's bad. That's death. The mark of death. Pale. You know what I'm saying? So to change their nature, you would literally have to undo 6,000 years of wicked mind conditioning. So we are truth by nature. That's why we are coming out of the mental condition, because we were going back to our natural state. It might happen slowly, and you know what I'm saying, like just because of the work that was done on us. That was on purpose. Only the devil would know how to destroy a god. You know, the opposite. You know what I'm saying? We were created in truth. To accept truth is natural to us, but white folks, they don't want to hear that shit. They probably wouldn't get the point anyway, to be honest. Like that's why they made Christianity. They didn't get the point that the shit wasn't literal. It was, yeah, you know what I'm saying? To them, it was mind-blowing type shit. Now for the devil loving, slave mentality, having house Negroes, confused people. This ain't a time for you to be labeling me, or you feel me, folks races. And when we accept truth and understand who we're dealing with or what we dealing with, this ain't a time for you to be trying to point out your good white friends. That ain't the point. That's not the point. You feel me? You trying to show that you got good white friends ain't the fucking point. The wickedness still is contained within the container of the pale man. You feel me? That's period. You can't change it because you ain't the creator. You got a problem with it? Have a problem with the creator, because goddamn, none of us made it like that. The creator made it like that, and the creator made it like that for a reason. So if we don't understand that, that's matter of fact, and that's what I'm thinking when certain people say we turned on God. Yeah, we turned on God. We started listening to people that don't look like us, can't live like us, can't do the stuff we do. Literally, the sun, which is natural, which helps us, it destroys them. We are not the same. They got us thinking, oh, we are one people, we are all one. No, we are not. Then this ain't a hate episode. This ain't hate speech. This is truth. This is a truth episode. This is truth speech. You feel me? Like I said, we can get into the scientific and the biological structure of their makeup and whatnot if you really want to, because like I said, the creator made it like this. So if you want and you fuck with God, you gotta accept this truth as an original person, a melanated being. You gotta accept this truth, because that's unless you don't fuck with God, unless you don't fuck with the creator. You know what I'm saying? The point is, you need to save yourself and your family, and then your brothers and sisters. We need to save each other. How you want to save a historical devil, but you don't want to save yourself? Like how you want to, oh, bro, my white girl is, bro, I got a white boy. Bro, what the fuck? You ain't even talking about your brother, your cousin. That's the first person you think about. Like, come on now. We want to save the people that enslaved and hurt our people before we want to save ourselves and our people. You know what I'm saying? How you claim you black and you proud, But every time you look at a black male, or you know what I'm saying, a melanated male, you think of a nigga. When you talk about the goddess, you know what I'm saying, a melanated woman, you call her a bitch. You think of bitches and hoes. You know what I'm saying? You want her, you think of her as a tool. Where do you think you got that from? You know what I'm saying? We gotta stop that. We gotta get back to truth. She ain't a bitch, she ain't a hoe, you ain't a nigga. Stop it. You know what I'm saying? But you won't address the white girls, is none of that. They get Karens, they get Becky. Think about it. Think about it. The black, the melanated women, the goddesses, they nicknames is bitches and hoes. But then when the white girls, they get Becky's and Karens. That ain't nothing to, you feel me, harmful to them. Like, hey, come give me that Becky. Like, motherfucker, the shit, they cool getting being called Becky. Long as they ain't getting called bitch. That's crazy. Folks ain't think about that. You know what I'm saying? You won't say nothing to the white manager, the white boss, but as soon as a black person get a little, you feel me, he the lead or something, you want to, bro, you a bitch ass nigga, bro, you always, but you ain't never say nothing to the white dude that he don't even let you get full lunch breaks, nigga. You won't say nothing to him, no. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. You feel me? You don't address any random white person. There's nothing disrespectful. They're a white person. You know what I'm saying? You don't even call them. You wouldn't even call a white person a nigga, but you'll call a melanated person a male a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, who do you think taught you that? Who do you think controls the music platforms and promotes these negative stereotypes? Who do you think is signing the non-natural women? The ones with the long fucking weave, horse hair, wearing somebody else's hair. Who do you think demonized and told you that locks? Can you see? Hold on. Yeah. Who told you? Who you think told you that locks? Who you think told you that locks was bad? Who you think started calling them dread locks? That's because they dreaded when they seen them locks. You feel me? We didn't call them dread. That's our natural. This is what we naturally did with our hair. Who do you think taught y'all that? You feel me? Like, taught us that. Who do you, yeah, and like I said, you can point out all the black negative rappers and whatnot, and all them and artists and whatnot, but who do you think is their bosses? Who do you think controls the record labels? Who their employers are? Who do you think is telling them to do this shit? Giving them the money. Oh yeah, great. Oh yeah. 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 Go wear that long weave and those fake nails and get them surgeries, the BBLs, and go out there and yeah. Yeah. That's what they doing. You know what I'm saying? Those are the devils. They sign the black artists, and then they know that some of these black artists come from struggle and could have probably never seen $1,000 in cash. You feel me? They'd only seen drug money and shit. Yeah, like, or they out robbing and shit. So they know that, oh, we offer them motherfuckers $1 million, which is pieces of paper that was also created by the devil to manipulate us. Because at first, before we had money, we knew what wealth was. We had gold, silver, you know what I'm saying, copper and shit like that. We had actual natural wealth. Now we got pieces of paper that you literally can burn up, literally could be destroyed. It ain't worth shit. You take $1, rip it up, it ain't worth $1 no more. It ain't worth nothing. So that's another creation of the devil. That's why they say the money is the root of all. I bet it is. Motherfucker, it was made from the devil. It's the root. Motherfuckers will do anything, and they done made the world, and the devil has done a great job at making the world depend and and think that we need money and for everything. So now money is the root of all evil, because now anybody will do anything for some money. Ding, ding, ding. You know what I'm saying? We breaking down barriers in this motherfucker. We breaking down doors. Hey, the sparks is flying. God damn it. You know what I'm saying? We gotta start. We gotta get this. It's too easy out here. You know what I'm saying? Now, like I said earlier, this wasn't a hate lecture, and I do not want you to hate anyone, because that is not our natural way of living. We don't naturally hate. That's why actually we got deceived, because we don't. That's not our natural way of, you feel me? We don't hate. We don't see evil. We didn't see this coming. We don't think like that. Take over, steal, murder, destroy. We don't think like that. So that's not our natural way. We need to learn how to love ourselves first before trying to love them, because they prove that obviously you can't love, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, every time, even throughout his story, Black Wall Street, Lake Lanier, all the black towns and whatnot, we was thriving and we were together. We were by ourselves, but we was together as you know what I'm saying, original and melanated people. We didn't have it, all those thriving towns. It wasn't no white corporations there, but guess who destroyed them? The pale containers destroyed it. Why? Jealousy. The devil, no, you devil, the motherfucking devil, the pale goddamn containers, aka the devils, was like, y'all not about to have your own shit that we can't control. We haven't got a hand in. You know what I'm saying? You look up any of them thriving black towns. I got an episode talking about multiple different towns and whatnot. You look up any of those. It was places where it helped original or melanated people. It was a place where they was peaceful, wasn't no violence. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't none of that. Had bus stations and all that, transportation, everything, movie theaters. We had our own entertainment, everything. All the time kept being destroyed by the devil. Every time. Every time. It wasn't even that we had disagreements and we fucked up the town. We ain't even get to that point. So again, there's no evidence of us having the fucked up mind that they got, that the pale container has naturally. I've always said, you feel me, we would thrive in segregation, you feel me, happen because we do all the work anyway. Shit, we make everything, we build everything any fucking way. We can build our own communities. We don't have to stay in this box called America. No, this isn't anyone's group, any one group of land. Like, this isn't one group of people's land, America. So no land is. So we can go anywhere and thrive. I'm not saying that, you know what I'm saying, oh, this isn't our land, because I get people saying that, oh, we're the original people and this is our land. Okay, well, so is the other lands. And if we being honest, the other lands got nicer shit than here. If we being honest, everything's been destroyed here, being destroyed, getting destroyed. They setting fires off on the forests and all types of places in there. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? South America, the islands, the Caribbean islands, you feel me? The motherland, Africa. Those aren't specific people's land. We can go there too and thrive. I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? We are all one people. All those areas that I just named, South America, the Caribbean islands, and Africa, we are all one people. You know what I'm saying? We relate to all the people around the world. The devil has just done a great job at separating us and making us think less of ourselves and each other. So just think about what the average Black person thinks about an African, native African. It's a negative thing. You go to an average Black American and they say, "Oh, well, this shit, I already know the Africans don't like us. They don't fuck with us. They'll eat us. They eat like, come on, bro. Like that's that's fucked up. Like as Black Americans, we only know one language. We only know one language. Meanwhile, our people around the world know 3, 4, 5, 6+ languages. You know what I'm saying? And none of them might not even be English. They don't know what the fuck we talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't even teach half the languages here that we should know to even communicate with our people around the world. They teach us the devil's languages. You know what I'm saying? French, German. You know, I'm fucking, I ain't never want to, I wasn't interested in none of that shit. I don't want to learn the devil's language. We already know the devil's language. I'm speaking the devil's language right now, English. You know what I'm saying? But all right, I'm gonna end it right there. Because literally I can go on for days about this shit. We closing in. We'll be on about an hour 15. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Um, so basically, moral of the story is accept the truth because the truth will set you free. You know what I'm saying? I didn't make the colors of people containers, the creator did. But don't forget, make sure you go subscribe to the YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? Awareness University. Follow the podcast on all major platforms. FACTZ with a Z, OVA, Feelings with a Z, all caps. You know what I'm saying? If you need some sea moss or some organic juices, hit your boy. You know what I'm saying? I got you. If you need it infused, I got you. You know what I'm saying? If you need some supplements, some capsules, spirulina, lion's mane, cordyceps, beet powder, got you. You know what I'm saying? I got you. Your boy got you. All the natural shit, except the natural shit, the remedies. I'm telling you, because the medication that these doctors giving you, it's not gonna help you. It's gonna keep you coming back. I fuck around, you fuck around, shop with me for goddamn shit. Couple months getting some supplements, you fuck around, I might not ever see you again. You might be cured. You know what I'm saying? Blood pressure, cholesterol, iron deficiency, magnesium deficiency. What else? If you struggle with your focusing, if you struggle with if you have a lot of brain clogs, body pains, what else? You struggle building muscle, I got you. That's what the spirulina, the sea moss, the lion's mane, that's what it gets you. You know what I'm saying? That's what it do to you. That's what it do to you. What else? Shit, am I missing something? You don't need protein. Eat your greens. They got your amino acids. Eat your vegetables. You feel me? Eat your seeds and the fruits. That's good for you. You know what I'm saying? Natural things, all these natural. And if you notice, watermelon seeds, that's protein. If you notice, they always selling seedless watermelon. That's why. They're making a lot of shit in the lab and in the offices, you know what I'm saying? That's not natural. So try to get the natural shit. If you see a seed of watermelon, get that motherfucker. Like I said, spirulina, which is a great source of protein, and B12. It's a nutrients dense superfood. It helps with blood pressure, immune system, digestion, heart, eye, skin. Like I said, lion's mane help with brain health, enhance cognitive functions, improve mood. It's good for dementia and Alzheimer's. You know what I'm saying? I bet you the doctor ain't gonna tell you that. God damn it, that lion's mane helps with that. Doctor ain't gonna tell you that. They just gonna give you some goofy ass medication that ain't gonna really do shit. Helps with nerve growth, helps with regulating blood sugar and cholesterol levels. So hit your boy up. I got you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's all about health because that's our natural shit. You feel me? We was naturally healthy. We didn't have to know we didn't have to worry about blood pressure and shit and high cholesterol because we just is already healthy. You feel me? So to be healthy is to be black. You can't be a god or a goddess with an ungodly body, you know what I'm saying, or mind, right? You know what I'm saying? So if you seen the gods and everything in the movies and shit, they they you they look you know what I'm saying? So take care of yourself, take care of your body, take care of your mind. I love you all. Peace, happiness. Make sure you share, make sure you follow and subscribe. Gang, gang, and we up out of here. Peace.